Hi, I'm Master Jamie. Welcome to my tutorial. This is the 8th tutorial. In this tutorial I'm going to presume you have your tank top made, and I'm then going to show you how to install a zip, and I'm going to show you how to embellish it. Now the reason I'm choosing this is a hood, as in the hood you pull up on a rainy day, not the latex fetish mask hood. The reason I'm doing this is because it'll help you with your curved seams. This is a large curved seam, and I'm going to show you how to do that. That'll be practice. Actual fetish hoods are very tricky to make. And zips are very useful, simply because some people swear by complete skin tightness and hate zips and think they're a weak point in the latex. I haven't had that experience, and I think zips are very useful for us young people who like to get out of our clothes on occasion. What you'll need is your latex making kit, your tank top, a zip. Now they do have a set length. You should try and get one that is the length of the front of your tank top almost perfectly. You can just cut the neck a little lower if it's short. You'll also need some latex, and I'll teach you how to do this pattern. Your latex making kit and a wagon wheel. Now in this tutorial I'm going to show you a couple of tricks that I didn't show you in early tutorials. One, because I didn't actually know about them, and two, they weren't quite applicable. You should try and master these skills anyway, without all of the little what's the word, cheats. So I'm just going to show you some stuff now. Okay, so one tip lacking in my repair tutorial, which was tutorial 3, was that I had said to hold the tear together. Just imagine, this is just for visual reference, to hold the tear together and work on it one small area at a time. With my knowledge then, that was accurate. Now I've learned a trick since then that greatly increases the accuracy. If you actually go to the good side, or shiny side, and just line up the tear and tape it closed, use your masking tape to actually tape it closed. When you turn it over, the tear only appears as a hair, and you can actually do that on the patch too. If you back the patch with masking tape, when you put glue on it, it won't curl all to hell. Now your patch, I've marked this out previously. Now let's turn down the damn telly. Okay, so and if you back the patch with masking tape too, when you put white spirit on that, I said it would curl all to hell, and it would if it wasn't backed. But now that that's backed with that tape, when you put white spirit and when you put glue on that, that will stay quite rigid, and you just be able, I don't know if you can still see it, the cut is just along here. You would just be able to place that down on top. Damn it. Seam roll, and then peel the tape off both sides, and then that would just be very nearly perfect. So that tip was given to me by Catalyst Latex from Coventry, who contacted me via FetLife. The latex milk, you can use Copydex, which is a far easier to find. It's latex based, it's water based. Instead of the latex milk, this is tricky to find apparently in some places. Copydex, I'll put it in a little caption somewhere here. And one other thing was, I said when inserting zips that you needed latex milk. You don't, if you can find your latex adhesive, which is your Bostik 3851. I'm going to show you a way of doing it using the Bostik. Let me see, someone else also made a comment. Yes, Steffi from Algary, somewhere in Canada, suggested in countries where you can't find Bostik 3851, because it is tricky to ship, it is flammable, cold vulcanizing fluid. She seems to think that will do the job, and Rema Tip Top Commercial Outlets apparently stock that, and that's just a good little note for Americans and Canadians. So now I'm just going to show you how to install the zip. Okay, one other tip that was made to me was, I said the only way to install a zip was latex milk. I didn't mean to say it was the only way, but I've been told the Bostik 3851 will also do. And basically you install a zip by soaking its cotton component. I would have said soaking that, but this one has been done in the Bostik 3851, and once you give it a good heavy coat or several light coats, it does feel a lot like as though it had been soaked in the latex milk. And for this tutorial I'll actually be using one that's soaked in this, because this can be tricky to find. I've been told Copydex, which is carried by most big art supply stores, it's latex based, it's water based, and it's easier to find, a lot easier to find than this, and it's just as good. That was somebody called Copydex Chainmaker. The guy called Chainmaker via FetLife got in touch and told me that. The backing the thing with masking tape was also suggested by him, but Catalyst Latex suggested it first. And in this tutorial, when I'm making the hood, this is one panel of the hood. I have yet to show you how to make the pattern, but I've backed it in tape, and I'm feeling it's going to work out really well. Also, a girl called Steffi from Calgary got in touch and said she couldn't get Bostik 3851 anywhere, and she said that in Rima Tip Top commercial outlets you could get something called cold vulcanizing fluid, and that she seemed to think that would be the same stuff. I don't know, I've never even heard of it. I never even heard of the outlets, but she said they're common in America and Canada, and she seems to think they will do the same job. And I think that's about it. Yep. Oh no, someone suggested cling film on a very long seam. Now I'm not sure what you call it. I think in America they call it saran wrap. It's just clear and very common, and they just suggested in a situation where you'd have a very long seam, while you're gluing this, the glue down here may have dried, and you can actually cut a sliver of that and cover the glued area, and then that will stop the air getting at it, and that will keep it wet. The person who suggested to me was, I'm not sure if it was Chainmaker or Catalyst Latex, but I do know that Latex Kitty, the lady who has makinglatexclothes.com, they said that they got this idea from her, so she deserves the credit there. But on a very long seam, like this isn't the legs tutorial, in the pants tutorial, in pants tutorial you'll have very long leg seams, and this stuff will come in useful. But if you're at the store, pick it up, and the pants tutorial is coming. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to put your hood on and install your zip. So you get your tank top and your chocolate. You'll need a zip. These can be gotten in fabric supply stores, eBay, and several websites online. This one is different because I've applied a lot of glue, Bostik 3851 or latex milk, to this, and it's as you can see, it's quite saturated, and that will take the glue pretty well. That it just bonds it to the latex. You will need to put something on the cotton because it just won't stick on its own. So I saturate it in this. You can saturate the cotton in latex milk too. The only thing I will say about this is on white zips, because I was going to do this with a white tank top. On white zips, this yellows them, makes it look like a stain. So the Bostik will dry clear. So you just get your tank top, you turn it inside out, and you mark out a small amount of material you're going to remove to accommodate the zip, because the zip will widen it by that much, and if you've gone to all the length to measure it and get it skin tight, well then you're going to want to remove that stuff. So you simply put something underneath to cut on. Now I have a number of lengths of wood that I use for my wooden rulers, and I use them quite a bit. They're very useful, and I'm just going to install that. Can be a little daunting cutting up something you've just made, but you can always make two. You could back this with, you could have backed that with masking tape. This is probably going to be my new favourite trick, and I probably will when I'm cleaning it, but I just didn't want to mess with the measurements any. Voila. There's your material removed. That's going to compensate for the width you're going to add with your zip. So now you just give this a good clean, and I'm going to back it with masking tape. Now this is a new technique. I haven't been making stuff since I learned this trick, but I am. Okay, so now I've backed my edge with masking tape, the edge that I'm going to glue the zip to. I'm just going to clean it now, and I'm expecting to see no curling, and I'm not. It's incredible. I've been doing this for a long time, and it's always glue curled all to hell. See, I've never consulted a professional. Professional got in touch, and it's making a heck of a difference. So in future, you can just back stuff with masking tape. Essentially, you're gonna put the zip in like so. Just a word. Some of these zips comes with a plastic bit at the bottom. That's just to make it robust here. It's alright, but it won't bond to latex, so I always tear off some of that plastic on either side, just so that stickiness goes all the way down to the end. Some people put in a rivet. I don't think they're a good idea. I've heard that they can make the latex deteriorate over a period of time. So you get your glue, get your applicator, and apply latex, or apply glue to the latex, like so. And in previous tutorials you would have seen that this would have wrinkled all to hell. Well, backing it with masking tape has stopped that. With the zip you'll be putting on a back part, and I'm just going to line it up and drop it down, and let's check it on the other side. It's always good to check. Yes. You will need to space this, because that, I'm not sure, I think it's called a runner, but it has a width all of its own that goes past the width of the teeth, so you will need to account for that. But mine is working. Simply remove your tape. Oh, voila! You've got one handsome looking zip installed. It's a good idea to press firmly to just make sure it's 100% stuck. And voila! That's one half of your zip. We'll now add a back piece.